Hello, crafty friends, and welcome back. Today I'm playing along again with Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. Here are the two pens that I am using. That today's prompts is to use two pens. So I have this frosting pen as well as just a baking theme. So if you can't tell, that I'm going to document the baking pictures from last year of Cody and Hope and me assisting just a little bit on baking our Christmas cookies. So, this again is another page that I created during the class that I took with Janine Meyerowitz from 49 and Market. And this one, I think I changed it up a little bit, that I did turn the page on the background paper, so the notebook went all the way across the top instead of spinning it around. And then pretty much everything else was just me, that I pulled inspiration from the frosting pen to grab the background rub-ons, those pinkish ones, kind of make it look like frosting on the background. So I did go ahead and add this one on the left-hand side, and then I will do the same for the right-hand side page. So that was where that pen came into inspiration to bring those rub-ons. So I have these four pictures, and right now I'm just trimming them up so they are the same width up and down, and then I am going to stagger them so it doesn't matter how tall they are as long as they are the same widthwise. So that will give me two different areas to add some embellishments. And so I do pull out, I was originally going to pull out some vellum, and instead, I was just trying to grab something quick while I was still recording. And so I ended up pulling out this tissue paper. So I just went with it. So I am matting the photos on this tissue paper. Actually, this was paper that came in between some transparency papers that I purchased, and each individual transparency had this tissue paper in between. So I kept all of those to use for these particular purposes. So I did not cut off the extra, that I'm just going to go ahead and build my clusters on top of those, since it is a subtle look, but you can tell that the photos are matted. So here I kind of bounce between both pages here, and I go ahead and add this particular bow on the corner of this page, and it's hard to tell with the glare, but that is a picture of Hope and Cody eating their finished product of a frosted sugar cookie or Christmas cookie. And we do make the same recipe every year that we do make them. We had a few years where we didn't make them when Hope got into high school, and maybe the years where she was pregnant. I don't recall if we made cookies that year. So we, hit or miss here and there. But now that Cody is getting older, I'm sure we will probably try and make Christmas cookies, so we have cookies for Santa when he comes to visit us. So let's see, on this particular page, I am actually using both tear tape as well as liquid adhesive to make sure that I have a good strong stick to my page. While this will be, on the inside of a flip page, I do want to make sure that it has a good stick. And so this title that I'm adding says Making Spirits Bright, One Cookie at a Time. That was very appropriate since we are baking cookies. So, and I took advantage of using, I think, almost all, if not all, of the cookie ephemera bits that came in this collection last year. So I have that one little bit down at the corner of the right hand side rub-on, and then the two other gingerbread cookies in various other clusters here. So that was one good way to get lots of those cookie bits used up. And as you can see, I have one, there's like a pink little tab there in the middle of the left-hand page. I just picked it up, and that says baking. And then I have another one down by the cookie cutter that says, I think, festive. And so I did go ahead and use that piece as well, just to kind of give some balance between those two pieces. I do add that little Christmas tree there on top, and I will add this little star as like a tree topper. And let's see, what else am I? Oh, I do come in with a few other miscellaneous rub-ons to just add around. On this right-hand side, I kind of felt like there were some blank spots, and the red pinkish rub-on had some of these, I want to call them like burnished brass splotches, I guess. And so I went ahead and added a few more of those around the page. One, to get my rub-ons used up. I don't want them to go to waste, and so if I can make them work on a page, that's what I'm going to do. And then my last little bit is to pull out these sparkly gems that have been in my stash for quite a while to cover up the I guess I would call them like brad holes or something on each of those labels. So here are the close-up shots. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave those down below. I will have links to everybody playing along with Off the Board, as well as a link to my December documented playlist and all of my other social media accounts. So thank you for stopping by, and we will see you next time. Bye.